Yeah, she's ranked 56th in the world at the currently, but on her current form, you would suggest that she's likely to head up the rankings pretty quickly too.
Yeah, she too is a young player, just 21 years old.
Yeah, part of a very young and also very strong China squad that we see here today. I'm featuring in 4 of the 5 finals, and including winning a couple of titles at the Australian Open Grand Prix Gold last week. So they're producing a lot of good players in China at the moment.
Sure is. So you can see a big height advantage to XUAN over Yamaguchi. What sort of an advantage is it in badminton? I mean, obviously it can be very, very useful in some sports. What about badminton?
Yeah, definitely badminton as well. I mean, obviously it gives you a lot longer reach, so to be able to play the shuttle over you or to the side, you've got to be very, very precise with the shots. But I think from Yamaguchi to reach the final, it's quite clear that she has that already, so it'll be an interesting battle.
So here's XUAN Deng. She's the 3rd seed, 21 years of age, ranked 56th in the world, career record of 23 wins and 9 losses. She's won 7 of her 10 matches this year. In good form is XUAN Deng, and she competed at the Australian Open last week, got to the 2nd round there. She's a quarter-finalist at the Malaysian Open, and she also was knocked out in the 1st round of Germany, the German Open as well recently, but did win 2 matches in qualifying. So XUAN Deng, the 3rd seed from China, has played particularly well to get to the final of the women's singles. But all the talk this week has been about the performance of this young player, Yamaguchi, Akane Yamaguchi, the 15-year-old, just ranked 199th in the world. She's won 19 wins out of 25 in her career. She's only 15. She's playing her first senior tournament outside Japan. She played in the final of the World Junior Championships last year, lost to another Japanese player in the final. She's beaten pretty comfortably in that game, on that match, Nozomi Akuhara.
Yeah, if we look at her road to the final there, she's beaten 2 seeded players as well. Yeni Asmarani was the 4th seed from Indonesia, who she beat in the 2nd round, and then Sui Yao from China, who she beat in the quarterfinal after that.
Yes, and in that quarterfinal she won 21-18 in the 3rd game. So pretty testing moment for Yamaguchi in that particular match, but she came through it particularly well, and she's been a bit of a crowd favourite this week as Akane Yamaguchi. So very talented young player who's got a huge career in front of her. And here's XUAN Deng's road to the final, just dropping the 1 game in a semi-final match, a hard-fought match against Kang Hae-won of South Korea.
Yeah, so both players have only dropped 1 set on the way to the final here, so it should be make for a very, very good matchup.
Yes, I guess the big question from here is, can Yamaguchi, will she be in the pressure moments, being so inexperienced at this level? Here's Justin Zhou of New Zealand, who is the umpire for this match. And Dorothy Callister, also from New Zealand, who is the service judge. So all set for a start on the women's singles final now at the Sky City New Zealand Badminton Open. Between XUAN Deng, the 3rd seed of China in the far court, and in the near court, the 15-year-old unseeded player from Japan, Akane Yamaguchi. Oh, yes.
Great shot there from Yamaguchi. I think we'll see a lot of that this afternoon. Glenn is stretching the Chinese girl from corner to corner.
Yes, really looking forward to seeing how Yamaguchi plays.
Nicely done there from Yamaguchi. Already she's shown her shot quality and her control to be able to place it in the corners and make the court feel very, very big for XUAN.
2-love. So you can hear support too for the Chinese player XUAN. Yes.
Very good again from Yamaguchi. First the control to play the cross court, and then again to push to the forehand corner with the shuttle spinning is not an easy shot to play.
Absolutely, yes.
Puts it away with a smash down her forehand.
Build up to that point was very impressive. So 4 points to 1 it is. He's well wide. We're in for some long rallies, aren't we?
We certainly are. Yes. There hasn't been too many errors yet so far from Yamaguchi either. So
yes, you can see both players trying to get themselves into a slight advantage.
great shot there from XUAN. It was the early push again that set it up. Just dragged Yamaguchi off balance into her rear backhand corner and then came in with a sharp cross-court attack to finish the point.
Yes, both players are just trying to, as I mentioned, just search for that little advantage during a rally. And kept their opponent guessing, as Yamaguchi did then.
Exactly, yeah. Slightly short in the backhand from XUAN is very important. If it's only even a metre short from the back line, it makes such a big difference.
Oh yeah, she's done that twice now.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see a tactic open up here from XUAN. Push it deep into one corner and then we'll follow up with a sharp cross-court attack to the other side.
Deng just getting into the first game now a bit more. Sending messages to her opponent. Trails 5-6.
Yeah, again, just a little bit flat from Yamaguchi. Didn't give herself the time to recover, and then XUAN popped that one cross-court again. I guess there we see an advantage of being the taller player, Glenn. Like if she can get in between on a shot like that, whip it cross-court with pace, and then capitalise and take the point.
Oh, good shot from Yamaguchi. Almost surprised XUAN then.
Yeah, she definitely wasn't expecting that. To be able to pull it back cross-court from being that far off balance is a fantastic shot.
So both players, it's 7-all now. It's testing little period here for both of these finalists in the women's singles. Well, a little duel ends with XUAN winning the point.
Yeah, unlucky there from Yamaguchi. She had control of that and had put the shuttle where she was getting the easy one back, but unfortunately went for a little too much and put it in the net.
So XUAN takes the lead for the first time in this game. Loose shot that time from Yamaguchi.
Again, just a small change in momentum here, Glenn. She was 5-1 up and now 9-7 down. It's very important now, just before going to the 11 interval, that she can get some of this momentum back. Great shot.
She stopped the rot there. Ah, great rally. Great range of skills from both players.
Absolutely, Glenn. Great rally that. It was good from Yamaguchi early on. She wasn't playing too close to the lines, but then as the rally progressed, she opened up a little bit and then was able to generate the point from that forehand corner of hers.
So you can't separate the two players at the moment. Was executed very well from Yamaguchi again.
Yeah, she's had a bit of success in that corner from XUAN. That's 3 out of the last 5 points I think she scored, putting the shuttle on the ground and XUAN's backhand corner on the front court. So it'll be interesting to see if she continues to exploit that. And there's another one.
Just wide. So Yamaguchi gets a bit more momentum. Into the break, it's 11-9.
Absolutely, yeah, 4-point turnaround there. So it was. She now has definitely a lot of momentum coming into the break.
Yes, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy game, hasn't it? She was up 5-1, then we saw XUAN take the lead, and now we've seen Yamaguchi claim 4 consecutive points.
Yeah, it certainly has. I think a couple of things that'll be interesting to see if they continue throughout the set is, yeah, like I said, the backhand front corner from XUAN. If Yamaguchi's already scored 4 or 5 points in there, so if she can continue to do so, there's a prime example of it. It'll be interesting to see if she can still exploit that.
I guess that's what XUAN's coach will be reminding her now. You better watch that little backhand shot of hers.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, it's worked really well for her so far. So 11 points to 9 it is. She's 15 years old, Yamaguchi. And she has got a big future and doesn't play like a 15-year-old, does she?
No, definitely not. She's got a lot of maturity about her on court.
Just not able to get the roll over the net there, Yamaguchi. So just changing the shuttles, so XUAN Deng doesn't look like a player who gets emotional or easily rattled. Got a game plan, he executes it.
Absolutely, they both look mentally quite strong so far, these two.
Well, that one's well out,
Dare I say
well
it?
wide. Yeah, commentator's curse, they
yeah.
call that one, Oliver. It's hard to pick which way this is going to go. It's very, very tight, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. I think from now on, again, it's simply going to be the player who makes the least errors. It sounds obvious, but...
Well, that was in. So an error that time from XUAN. Letting that one go. Great shot.
Yeah, we haven't seen that for a while now. Again, she was pushing it deep into the backhand corner and then sharp cross got to the other side.
Yeah, very, very good finish there from XUAN. Just out by a smidgen.
Yeah, not by much.
That one's wide as well. A couple of errors there from Yamaguchi. Pretty easy put away that one.
Yeah, it was great net shot there from XUAN to set that up.
Well, XUAN, nice little momentum shift in her favour now. Yes! That's 4 points in a row now.
It is. Again, a little bit flat from Yamaguchi again. She goes a little bit higher, she'll give herself some more time to recover, but XUAN was onto that very quickly and pushing it cross court.
16-13 in this all-important first game of the women's singles final in favour of XUAN from China. Make that 17-13. It's called wide. Oh, a splendid shot from Yamaguchi.
Yeah, it's good. Just a little increase in speed there towards the net and followed up by a great net shot.
She really needed that point, Oliver, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. 6 in a row. You need to break that very, very quickly.
Again, opening up the court fantastically well with XUAN that time. Big pressure on Yamaguchi now. Oh, that's great play from Yamaguchi. Just when you think XUAN's going to waltz away with this first game, Yamaguchi comes back with back-to-back quality shots.
Yeah, the momentum's been swinging all set, and I wonder if we're going to see it back towards Yamaguchi's favour again now. Very good from Yamaguchi again. Great spinning net shot to set that up. Made it very difficult for XUAN to lift that to the back of the court. She followed up with the attack again. Well played.
Well, again, it's going to be a fascinating conclusion to this game, that's for sure.
Both players are starting to place a little more importance on the net at the moment. Just trying to get the lift, but Yamaguchi going for a little too much there.
Both, you mentioned their mental strength so far earlier in this game. It's very good, isn't it, from both players?
Yeah, it is. A little loose there from JPN again. Yamaguchi's very quickly onto that.
She has wonderful temperament for a 15-year-old, doesn't she, Yamaguchi?
Absolutely.
Big point here for her. Oh, that's a good return.
Yeah, can't do much about that one, Yamaguchi. Serves a little bit short, and unfortunately just made the difference.
So that point to XUAN brings up 3 game points. Well, there it is. Fascinating first game in this women's singles final. It's gone the way of XUAN Deng of China. She's taken that game 21-17 over Akane Yamaguchi. So the third seed winning their first game, taking the advantage in this singles final match.
Yeah, a few errors from both players sort of towards the end of that set, Glenn. A little bit like the start of the mixed doubles maybe. It's a little bit nervy on finals day, and I think once they start to warm up a bit in the second set, we might see an increase in pace and the level of the match. It's been good so far though.
So there is XUAN Deng, the third seed, on paper the favourite. Maybe not on the talent stakes, fairly even, but similar type of game from both players so far?
Yeah, reasonably. I think Zhuang's court coverage got a lot better towards the end of the set. Yamaguchi wasn't able to secure so many easy points. I don't know, I think if I was Zhuang's coach, maybe Salisbury's in trouble not to try and do too much with it and just lift at the back of the court and go from there. Yamaguchi's not doing that much unless Zhuang gives it the opportunity to, so you can be a little bit more comfortable, I guess, in that respect from Zhuang's side.
We saw some wonderful skills like from both players, didn't we, Oliver? Yeah. She's a very capable player, isn't she? She's really good, really capable of making really winning shots. Just not getting the touch over the net there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she changes her game plan or if she sticks to what she's been doing so far this set. I think she's been doing most of the right things. It's just been a few easy mistakes that just, 4 points is not much. A couple of mistakes and that's a 4-point turnaround. So start to the second is going to be very important.
Hope you're enjoying our coverage of the finals day of Sky City New Zealand Badminton Open. Good crowd is building up. And we're in the women's singles final. First game has gone to XUAN Deng of China, 21-17. We start the second game.
Again, good net from JPN, forcing a lift out the back from Yamaguchi. She's definitely made a change from the second half of the first set there. Starting to play a lot more around the net. It's starting to pay off.
She's got that one. Yamaguchi's a good comeback.
Yeah, pinpoint there, right on the line.
XUAN Deng's mental strength at the moment, temperament, as we mentioned in the first game, just seems unflappable at the moment. She's so solid. She doesn't look like she's going to be easily rattled at all, does she?
No, not at all. She's definitely not making any mistakes so far. It's looking very, very good for her. Unlucky there from XUAN. She's definitely made a move to pushing a little forward just so she could take the shuttle a little bit earlier on the net, and I think it's starting to pay off.
Oh, great shot again.
Great point from XUAN there. She was in control for almost the entire time of that rally.
Yes, Yamaguchi was forced back towards the back of the court.
Yeah, she's just not causing as much damage as she was with the drop shots now from the back of the court as she was early in the first set.
Consequently, we're seeing XUAN take more of a stranglehold on this match.
Yeah, it's still early days here in the second set, but she's opened up a 5-2 lead. And the way sort of the feeling of the match is going, you think it's sort of heading towards her favour. Still early days though.
Oh yes, oh no, it's called wide, called wide. Initial thought there was, that was on the line. Pretty close call.
Very close. Yeah, a little bit short and flat there from there. Yamaguchi again. It's costing her. She can't quite get that lift over XUAN's head.
6-3 it is. Well, again, XUAN winning these long rallies.
Yeah, fantastic exchanges at the net there. Yamaguchi was unlucky not to come away with that one after she set it up so nicely, but XUAN just doing enough to hang in there and eventually to come away with a point.
Well, if you were Yamaguchi now, Oliver, what would you try and do to get under the skin of XUAN Deng?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, Glenn, because I think because of her height, it's hard to push her around the back of the court, but I think she's just taking too much control and starting to dominate the game at the net. So if you can take her off that, push her back first and then bring it to the net so she's a bit lower where she's taking the shuttle. That would be how I would try to go about it. I'm no ladies singles expert, but...
Well, she's got a point there, Yamaguchi, to stay in touch. She trails 4-7.
That's more of the Yamaguchi we were seeing from the first set. Tight drop shot. XUAN taking it very close to her ankles, and Yamaguchi was able to come forward and take the net there.
You see Coach Yamaguchi's coach looking on. A lot of interest. The one thing Yamaguchi can't afford is errors.
No, not at all. Just struggling to find the back line, I think. Sort of going between a little bit too flat and then a little bit too high and too long. Which is tricky because she has been hurt from the cross-court attack from XUAN, so she must be in the back of her mind a little bit. Great control from Yamaguchi there. Just a little net touch, bit of fortune, but maybe it might help turn the momentum around.
Wow, high risk, high reward, wasn't it?
It certainly was. XUAN was right there and it just managed to touch the net and put her off just a fraction.
The shot here.
There it goes. Just enough to put her off the shot.
Needed to be. It was like threading a needle, that one, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
Much to admire about the way XUAN continues to play. Yamaguchi is trying everything. But XUAN's got this fantastic ability to absorb everything that your opponent is throwing at her at the moment. Coming out the other end pretty comfortably at the moment.
Yeah, good spin there again from XUAN. Very hard for Yamaguchi to control that one, and unfortunately for her, she makes the error.
Well, they're approaching the break here in the second game.
Yeah,
big point here, isn't it, for Yamaguchi?
It is, yeah, it's important for her to get a couple back here, I think, or it's going to be trouble.
XUAN in control.
Yeah, I think the way this is panning out, Glenn, it's a classic example of how a tall player can use her reach to control the match. She's coming in with a long arm, long racket very early on the net, pushing Yamaguchi around the court. But then when Yamaguchi plays to the back of the court to try and open up a bit, she can attack with steep angles and make Yamaguchi take the shuttle very low.
So big pressure on the 15-year-old from Japan at the moment. Losing that first game 21-17, trailing 6-11 in this second game. She's done fantastically well to get to this position, hasn't she? Unseeded player, playing her first senior tournament outside Japan. She's made it all the way through to the final.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wonderful
it's a fantastic
effort.
result for her, even if she doesn't quite, or she might not come away with it today, but we're still half a set to go, so we'll see how it pans out.
Yes, she's...
I wouldn't write her off yet.
No, you wouldn't write her off, but she's got a big job ahead of her. So 11-6 it is. Chinese supporters here at the North Shore Event Centre enjoying this performance so far from XUAN. Got their thunder sticks out.
Yeah, another unforced error there from Yamaguchi. Unfortunately, she's going to need to stop these coming if she's going to get back into this match.
Yes, indeed, Oliver, that's a good point you make. Too many errors off the racket now of Yamaguchi. XUAN catching the error disease.
Yeah, just opening a small window of opportunity here for Yamaguchi. Let's see if she can take it.
Great drop shot.
Yeah, there it is again. We see 4 or 5 shots in quick succession played to her backhand in the front court again. That's where she's been away from that recently. Maybe if she goes back there, there's another error.
So there's the hot tip. Get XUAN near the net on her backhand side. Is in, called in. Certainly looked in.
Yeah, it did. Great shot from Yamaguchi.
So XUAN thinking this one was long. Lets it go. Yep. Hits the line.
Right on the line.
Got it. So Yamaguchi mounting a bit of a comeback now.
5 in a row, I think, there from Yamaguchi. So again, momentum swing back in her favour. Just 2 points back now.
Certainly a nice little twist in this women's singles finals match. Well, there it is. Yamaguchi.
Fantastic point from both players there, Glenn.
I was about to say it was a shame the rally had to end, really. Tremendous play from both players. And it's ended with another point to Yamaguchi. Oh, what was it at the changeover? 11-6, I think, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yeah. Whatever a coach seemed to say at the 11-point break must have worked.
So at that break, 11-6. Since then, we've had 8 points, and Yamaguchi's won 6 of them.
Yeah, XUAN just taking a little break here and trying to slow things down and maybe force the momentum back in her favour. So it's a good time to do it. I think ever since the scoring system changed in badminton about 8-9 years ago now, the run of points and momentum has been so huge and very, very important. So every little break you can take becomes critical.
So 12-13, Yamaguchi. Playing beautifully in the last 5 minutes. Oh. Hard luck from XUAN.
Great touch around the net from both players.
Just drifting wide. Here it is here. Gets it over the net. Look at the angle on that one. And it was hit too hard. It was just too wide. Oh, that's nicely played from Yamaguchi.
Yeah, it's a great push there. Just starting to be a little earlier on the net as well.
What a tremendous scoring run we've seen Yamaguchi get on here.
It is. 8 in a row. What a turnaround.
Oh, she's got another one.
Fantastic spell of points there from Yamaguchi. She's just starting to take a little more risk and play a lot closer to the lines, but she's not making the errors that she was before, and it's really paying off.
Accuracy is just absolutely perfect at the moment. 15-13. A lot to admire about Yamaguchi right now. Oh, yes. Just the way you want to stop a scoring run against you.
Yeah.
Nice, easy put away.
Certainly knew where that one was coming back.
These drop shots, margin for error is just so fine, isn't it? Difference between a brilliant drop shot,
yeah, and a mistake.
Nothing.
There's a couple of centimetres, really.
Well, less than that sometimes, I guess. And now XUAN.
She's found that sharp cross-court attack again, and Yamaguchi gave her the opportunity, and she took it.
This is just absorbing stuff, isn't it?
Great pace there from Yamaguchi. Great clear into XUAN's backhand side, and then she was able to push forward and capitalise on the pressure she'd created.
She worked her opponent around the court beautifully there. 16 apiece, Oliver, locked up.
Yeah, you can see the quality of the match has certainly lifted the set ever since Yamaguchi's run of 8 points. It's going to be a fascinating 5 points either way here.
Well, that was well wide, that one. Not the time to be making errors.
No, definitely not.
Oh, yes. Call good by both umpires watching the lines. 17 all. This is big points coming for Yamaguchi here. Remember, XUAN took the first game 21-17. Yamaguchi needs to win this game to send it to a decider. Well, the accuracy not quite there that time from Yamaguchi. This one here just sitting up a bit too easily. Not dropping over the net as she would have wanted. 18-17. Just when Yamaguchi wanted a cheaper point, she got one. 18 apiece. Big points coming here for Yamaguchi. Well, another error of judgment that time from XUAN, letting that one go, called good. Yamaguchi 19-18. XUAN again looking to slow her opponent down. Great touch again from the Japanese player. That was a courageous shot at 19-18. Beautifully executed. Brings up 2 game points. So there it is, 21-18 to Yamaguchi. Wow, that was pressure badminton in the last 5 minutes. The 15-year-old has shown the mental fortitude there of someone much older and more experienced. 21-18, we're heading to a deciding game in this women's singles final. Wow, if at the start of that game you would have thought it was XUAN who's going to waltz away with that game. She got out to a good 5-point lead, 11-6. But then we saw Yamaguchi off the back of that break when she was had a chance to regather herself, have a chat to her coach. She came out a different player. Got onto a massive scoring run, got the lead at 15-13, and from there she's held her nerve to close it out 21-18. Wasn't easy at times. Made a couple of errors here and there, but she was greatly helped by XUAN making a big error there on 19-18 when she let that ball drop inside the baseline. Bad misjudgment. And that enabled Yamaguchi to close it out. Nerves of steel for a 15-year-old, Oliver. Nerves
Absolutely.
of steel.
Yeah, very, very impressive. That to turn that around from a 13-6 deficit into a 21-18 victory was a fantastic approach from her. I think the key there was she was just able to find the back line. In the first set, she was playing lifts were quite flat, so JPN was able to get up with her tall frame and intercept them. But after that, Yamaguchi was taking the shuttle high on the net and pushing her around the court. And it certainly paid dividends for her. So momentum well with Yamaguchi here at the start of the third set. So we'll see what JPN can do about that.
So 21-18 it is in the second game, 21-17 to JPN in the first game. Here we go with the deciding game. Well, if we're going to see play like that through this game, then bring it on. Brilliant play. Yeah, in the end, another misjudgment error from JPN at the baseline.
Fantastic court coverage in that point from Yamaguchi. Is a clear tactic there, and JPN to push her make her cover the diagonals from the cross court and her forehand corner on the back court to her backhand corner on the front court, covering a lot of court, but managed to do it very, very well.
Nicely judged that time from Yamaguchi. Wow, JPN had so much control over this match, didn't she, at the early stages of that second game, and now...
Yeah, Yamaguchi's definitely managed to wrestle the momentum back off her. She's a lot quicker, a lot earlier on the shuttles, and just when she's being pushed around, doing enough to hang on the point just like that. And then JPN makes the error.
And JPN all of a sudden looks like she doesn't know how to get out of this.
The control and the placement that Yamaguchi is displaying is fantastic at the moment. So you can keep that up, it'll be very, very good for her. That's better from JPN. That's more what we saw when she was dominating early on in the second. Coming into the net early and taking the shuttle high, not giving Yamaguchi the time to get there.
That drop shot is working like a gem at the moment for Yamaguchi. JPN's not happy with the call. Not the time to argue with the umpire when the shuttle drops right in front of him, though.
I won't be able to see it that well from that angle, but yeah, exactly. Should be right in front of the umpire's eyes. If he was going to overrule, he would.
So 4-1 now. Fantastic drop shot. She's got the shot to the backhand side in front of the net there of JPN, just on a string at the moment.
Certainly does, yeah. It is forcing JPN into a few errors as well, as we've seen throughout the match. And it's just from time to time, but it's a banking point for Yamaguchi. Just long.
Wow, both players just seemingly losing their poise a little bit in that rally. Yes, nicely played.
Yeah, there's that backhand corner again, Glenn, isn't it? Great net shot from Yamaguchi, forced a slightly weaker response from JPN, and then with the put away cross court, couldn't quite reach it.
Well, you picked it, Oliver, didn't you? Bring the taller player in closer to the net. Yes, that's a splendid shot that time. Terrific shot from XUAN.
Yeah, really is. She just hovered back a little bit and waited for that one from Yamaguchi, and she intercepted it and put it down with a bit of speed, and Yamaguchi couldn't quite get there.
Well, the coach of XUAN looking on. Soaking it all up. Looking forward to having a chat to his player when the score hits 11.
Unlucky there from Yamaguchi, just going for a little bit too much with the net kill. Put it on the top of the tape.
That was a big point for XUAN. Don't want to leak out of a 3 or 4 point lead. Trails 4-6.
Yeah, both players making a few mistakes now, just early on in the third set. We'll be going 47 minutes, so we'll see how the fitness comes into this one.
Dribbled over. Dribbled over. You need a bit of luck too.
It's a fine line from Yamaguchi here. She's just trying to get the shuttle in behind XUAN at the back of the court, but she was just able to get up and intercept that one.
Wide from Yamaguchi.
Just a couple of little mental lapses from Yamaguchi early on in the third here. We've seen a couple of mistakes at the net. She had a shorter lift in and she put that one up the side, so maybe just going for a little bit too much here.
Oh yeah, she's got it right this time. Judged that very well, did XUAN. Moved her opponent around very effectively there. Rewarded with the point, 7-6. Into the net it goes from Yamaguchi. So XUAN, she's really having to earn those points though.
Yeah, she is. Yamaguchi is helping her out a bit here by trying to keep her in the match, I guess, with 4 errors recently. So hopefully for her sake she can start to keep those out of the game.
Well, it's survival of the fittest at the moment. Both players being fully tested. 8-6 in this third game. That's wide. Wow. Is this the little lead that XUAN was looking for?
Again, just coming into that important point before the break again. Who can take the momentum into it?
Great shot from Yamaguchi.
Yeah, very well read there. Managed to turn XUAN around and he wasn't quick enough to put the shuttle back over the net and keep it in play.
Yamaguchi is just a teenager. She's only 15. She's playing in her first big tournament outside Japan, her home country. So a big stage for her. Big opportunity for her to move up those rankings.
Great shot there from XUAN. We see the sharp angle of her attack again from the back of the court, paying dividends.
This match, though, is very, very delicately poised, isn't it? Balance Either way.
It is, yeah. Big point here from both sides, really. If Juan can get this one with an 11-7 buffer, it looks heavily in her favour. Great shot there from Yamaguchi. How she managed to lift the one before to the back of the court was a fantastic effort. Managed to keep herself on the point and then turned it around very, very quickly after that.
Oh, that's well wide, that one. So 11-8 it is. At the break in this third game.
Yeah, still anybody's game though, this one. I think we saw what happened in the second set from a 13-6 deficit from Yamaguchi, so for both players it's still all on here.
Definitely. XUAN taking the first game, remember, 21-17. Yamaguchi bouncing back in the second, 21-18. And now XUAN up 11-8. What do you think her coach is saying right now, Oliver? What would you say to her if you were the coach?
To XUAN?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess she's just got to keep doing what she's doing, and at the moment, but without making any errors, like she hasn't really been so far. Yamaguchi's given her a few free points, but I'll try and go back to what I was doing early on in the match, maybe, and find the way to attack steep down the side. Yamaguchi's quite a bit smaller than XUAN, so she struggles if you can get it down quickly to the side of the court. And she's won a few points there, but they've been few and far between at the moment. But if you can get back to that, and then taking the net by being early and forcing Yamaguchi to lift higher rather than being able to push her around the court flatter, would be the way to go about it. From my limited ladies singles knowledge, but
some of those shot making abilities from both players is very, very good.
Great point from Yamaguchi there. She's just making it difficult for XUAN to attack with those angles I was talking about, just by moving the shuttle around at pace, and XUAN's never on balance, so she doesn't have the time to hit down and sharp with the control that she needs. Yeah, good from Yamaguchi again. Building up in XUAN's backhand corner, trying to force her around the head. Off balance again, gets a short lift and then capitalizes with a cross-court attack, forcing the error.
Yes, nicely played.
Yeah, great anticipation from XUAN there.
And see how fast the players are to capitalise on a mistake from their opponents. This is a great match, isn't it? This is just thrust, counter thrust. Just when you think a player is leaping away, getting dominance, the other comes back. Well, it was just wide.
Small three-point lead opening up here for XUAN.
Fine gutsy call by XUAN there again on the baseline to let that go. Oh, great play, XUAN.
Yeah, great control there from the back of the court. Yamaguchi was very consistent, lifting right to the back line, but then one pops up a little bit shorter and she was onto it very, very quickly.
Terrific play to keep Yamaguchi down there. Nice little lead now, Oliver, 14-10. There's another one.
Yeah, she's definitely taking half a step forward now and moving towards the net. It's paying off for her. 5-point buffer. Although she had a 7.1 in the second, so who knows?
Yeah, Time is starting to run out now for Yamaguchi. She can't really afford to concede any points now.
Another mistake from Yamaguchi there. 16-10 now to XUAN.
Yes, you would think that time is starting to be the enemy of the 15-year-old from Japan. 16-10.
Yeah, she really needs to start making a move very, very soon. Yeah, clever there. Just take a small break. Reset. See if that little break in momentum pays dividends for Yamaguchi. And it does. Great control there, pulling XUAN to both corners at the front of the court.
Yes, going back to the tactic that was working well before.
Absolutely, yeah. Great control as well. Playing very, very close to the lines.
Oh, yes. You could see that coming.
Yeah, very clever there from XUAN. Just keep pushing Yamaguchi into a forehand corner. Eventually got it where she wanted and hovered back there again to finish it off.
Picked her moment superbly. 17-11, 6-point margin. XUAN in the box seat in this final of the women's singles at the New Zealand Badminton Open. Oh, brilliant from Yamaguchi.
Absolutely, just pushing XUAN around the court until she had the opportunity and she jumped on it.
She had to earn her point there though, Oliver, didn't she?
Absolutely, yeah. XUAN's playing very, very well here. Not making any errors at all, making Yamaguchi work very, very hard for every point she gets.
So still that 5-point margin. Great angle on that shot, cross court.
A fantastic touch there from XUAN.
Look at the angle there. I tell you, Yamaguchi wasn't far away from getting that one back though. Easy point there for Yamaguchi. Take those at the moment. 13-18. Yamaguchi gets another back. These are crucial points, critical points for her. Many more points that Yamaguchi concedes, of course. Danger territory big time. she's got another 2. Again, the tactic of keeping it on Xuan's backhand earns Yamaguchi more points. Much to admire the way that both players have approached this match. And this player, 15 years old. Hard to believe. She's certainly not playing like she's that young, that's for sure. Showing us why she's made it all the way through to the final. And she's not going to go down easily at all. Well, Xuan's conservative, rallying there. Just waiting for her opponent to make the error. The tactic has paid off. (19-15). You see Xuan really slowing play down. Very deliberately trying to not get her opponent any momentum at all. So Xuan just 2 points away from victory now, being a New Zealand Open champion. Great touch again. Fantastic touch from Yamaguchi. Well, whoever wins this final is going to deserve it. They have fought, these two players. And there's Yamaguchi getting a little frustrated. Her opponent slowing play down again. Called good. Called good. And the umpire from New Zealand, Justin Zhou, is happy with the call too. Yamaguchi's coach was delighted clearly, but Xuan was not happy at all. But again, it was on the side of the court closest to the line umpire, or the chair umpire. Oh, that's reactions and a half from Xuan that time. That was a pretty useful shot from Yamaguchi. But the reactions from Xuan bring up a match point. That's long. Heart was in the mouth just for a second there. One match point is saved by Yamaguchi. She has the serve. Second match point for Xuan Deng of China. Why, it was long again. Long again. was a big opportunity for XUAN to win the match right there. Not to be. Third match point. Wow, that's 3 match points blown by XUAN. 20 all. Got to win by 2 points. So we're here for a little longer in this thrilling women's singles final. Well, sometimes you need a bit of luck to be a champion. And XUAN got all the luck there. Check it, this one, dribbling over the net. Oh, that's unlucky for Yamaguchi. 4th match point for the Chinese player. Bit of gamesmanship going on between both players. The umpire Justin Zhou from New Zealand just reminding each player to there it is. Terrific shot to win the tournament for XUAN Deng of China. Really good performance from both players in this women's singles final at the Sky City New Zealand Badminton Open. But in the end, it's XUAN Deng of China who's taken it, an absolute thriller. 21-17, 18-21, 22-20. Wow, got to admire the way XUAN absorbed all the pressure there. The tenseness of the moments there. She blew 3 match points. And that was the one that nailed it. And there is the joy of success for XUAN Deng. Let's head down to Oliver.
After what was an epic match. Yamaguchi, only 15 years old. Did you have a pre-match plan, or what was the key to your victory today?
邓璇今天要恭喜你获得这个冠军。那么我们想问一下你，你参加这个比赛有没有一个赛前的一个准备？然后呢，对方选手只有15岁而已。那么就是说是什么令到你，就是你有你觉得你自己是如何的发挥做到哪一些地方可以就是取得这个比赛的胜利？
我觉得首先是在赛前的准备吧，就是不要想太多结果，就是一场一场去准备。
Well, I didn't really think too much about the whole tournament, but what I think is that I just need to try my best to win each ball and which game.
I think obviously New Zealand's been quite good to you and you've enjoyed it here. Do you think you'll be back in future for another New Zealand Open?
我们非常高兴就是看到你在这里比赛和取得胜利。你会觉得自己在未来也会再次参加新西兰的公开赛吗？
我很希望可以继续参加，而且新西兰对我来说是一个幸运地。谢谢。
She hopes she can come back again to attend other tournament as well, because she thinks New Zealand is very lucky to her and is lucky place and help her to win the champion as well.
Thanks, Juan. Congratulations again on a fantastic victory. Well done.
So there is XUAN Deng, the women's singles winner of the Sky City New Zealand Badminton Open, a thrilling 3-set match which she won 22-20 in the 3rd game. We'll be back with the presentation in just a moment.
From the engineers who created the legendary Suzuki Hayabusa comes a machine with the same sporty DNA. The exhilarating Gazashi luxury sports sedan. Start your senses.
Well, yes, we just had a thrilling women's singles match between Akane Yamaguchi of Japan and XUAN Deng of China. And boy, there was a lot of skill displayed in this match. The 15-year-old on the far court here wearing the black, Yamaguchi, did a superb job through this match. She dropped the first game 21-17, but came back to win the second game in thrilling circumstances. She was trailing by 7 points. But boy, she played beyond her age, beyond her experience, big time in that second game. But in the end, the greater experience and court coverage and I guess just the experience and real tenacity and mental strength and ability of XUAN Deng got the job done. But boy, she really had to earn it. 22-20. She had 3 match points. And in the end, Yamaguchi saved all of them, took it to 20 all. But in the end, there it was. That was the point that won the match for XUAN Deng, the left-handed from China. And close it out, and really, the win did really mean a lot to her, Oliver, didn't it?
Yeah, it certainly did. You can see her there. She was very, very happy with that, and rightly so too. It was a fantastic performance, great match from both players, and it could have gone either way.
All right, let's head to the presentation now.
Players and officials onto the podium. And our guest presenters for this, the women's singles. Geraldine Brown, the president of Badminton Oceania. And from an extreme, Mr. Ong E Hock, the former world number 2. Let's have a round of applause for our presenters, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, a very worthy finalist and eventually the runner-up in a very dramatic match from Japan, Akane Yamaguchi. And she gets a sheep as well. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Sky City New Zealand Badminton Open Women's Singles, Deng XUAN from China. Congratulations to both of our finalists, and especially to our winner from China. Stand together.
Nothing like getting a Kiwi for winning a badminton tournament for XUAN Deng.